when it came to asking the questions with all the noise on Deshaun Watson, the comments that he had here. Okay, Howie Roseman's answer when asked on Deshaun Watson, we have Jalen Hurts. That's a lawyer's answer. For Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks, man, was in the house at Wells Fargo last night. Awesome pictures. And my favorite thing about a suite, when I get invited to a suite, the grub.
Bro, Chicky and Pete's laid it out, bro. I mean, they the whole spread. They had the cheese fries, the crab fries with the cheese. They had crab cakes. Come on, man. What kind of a suite with crab cakes? Oh, but then hold on. The highlight of the night. They brought in these cookies, fresh baked cookies. Fresh baked cookies. Do you know how fresh baked cookies and a Bud Light taste, bro?
Absolutely
unbelievable.
There he is in the house last night. Sixers and
see the wife in the lower corner. That's the wife right there.
Oh, that's dope. Way to go, man! You look at the seats there.
Yeah, so we're in the suite, man. I'm kicking it with them, with everybody. And of course, it's an NBC suite, so I got to rub elbows with with people there. You know what I mean? So
man,
it was crazy.
Hey, packed, right?
Packed. It took me, once I got off the exit by the bridge, it literally took me 45 minutes to get to, where I was going to park at. Because I park in front of, the building because that's where I work at. It took me all night to get there, bro. Yeah, man, look at it, man. Come on. I was kicking it, bro. Kicking it. You name it.
Let me ask
Budweiser in fresh, warm baked cookies. That's a match made in heaven.
Dude, that's great, man. That's fantastic. So the environment last night, the atmosphere.
Oh, it was crazy. But you know what? To start off with, they worked together. You could tell they were like,
no, man. Hey, I was like this. They're down 16 or 17.
Right. What is going on? You know what I'm saying? And they weren't getting blown out, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew they were going to come back. And that's a far cry from what I was used to. You know what I mean? Like, to know that they're, just like they were sleepwalking through the game in the first half. And you look at it, Harden, Harden had 19 in the first half. And they were sleepwalking. That's a luxury we haven't had in a long time. If Embiid wasn't on and he wasn't on early, we'd have got blown out. But we were actually sleepwalking through the first half and still won the game by almost 20.
I know, man. I'm watching this thing. I'm like, man, are they going to come back? And all of a sudden, in the second half, they just absolutely blew the Knicks out. Now here,
Maxey, ridiculous.
Let's do this though. Okay, 3 games they look great, but 2 of them have been against the Knicks. Okay, I don't know what you think of the Knicks. So let me say this to you: the Heat, Milwaukee, Boston. I mean, that's still a tough mountain to climb. You got these guys are special. There's no doubt. How about how great the East is right now compared to what you're looking at now with what it used to be 5 years ago?
No, how about last year? Last year it looked like the West was just, the West was up here and the East was down here.
Yeah.
It's crazy how everything has changed. The polarity has changed. Somehow we crossed the stream. You ain't supposed to cross the stream. You're not supposed to cross the stream. When we crossed the stream, and now the East is looking good. Chicago looks good. Cleveland looks good. Miami. I mean, the Bulls. I mean, this conference is crazy right now. Crazy.
Got really good overnight almost.
Right.
There's no question about
it. Even the Celtics are starting to look better.
I know. You know what, too? A lot of people think they are the best team in the Eastern Conference, but with what James Harden brings to the table, by the way, man, he makes everybody else open. I'm watching that game last night. I'm like, dude, that whole team is open when he's out there on the floor. I think he brings a dynamic, like you said. Maybe a couple of years ago, when they get down 15, they're not winning that game, dude.
No,
they're not coming back if, like you said, Embiid's not nails.
Yep.
And now when you got another dude like that can carry – what it kind of reminds me of a little bit? I know different positions, but it kind of reminds me of Kyrie and LeBron in Cleveland.
Yep.
You know, if LeBron wasn't really hot from the perimeter or getting his back to the basket, you could always look to Kyrie out there on the perimeter and making shots. He's one of the best three-point shooters. He's one of the best shots in NBA history. It looks to me like that kind of team, okay? You know, I mean, the question mark again to me will be, will Doc go crazy on rotations when it gets to the postseason?
That's got to stop, man. That's got to stop, man. Like Green, Danny Green. Why is he on the court? He should never be on the court, man. And at this point, if we go into the playoffs and he gets any type of burn, that's like kryptonite for this team. So I need for this team to go ahead and just get everything together now. That's all. Get it together now. It'll be a nice ride if and only if they keep guys like that off the court. Like Shake, I love Shake, but Shake is not a guy I bring into the playoffs. Not when I have the people that I have. They should go as deep as 7. That's it. That's what you do in the playoffs. I mean, even when I was playing, my last 4 years, I rode the bench. I was the 6th man off the bench. You know, somebody got hurt in the offensive line, I come in, whether it was guard, center, or tackle. That's what it was in the playoffs. In the playoffs, I wasn't coming in the spell. Nobody was coming out, you know, unless their leg was about to fall off. That's when I got reps. If I wasn't coming in on jumbo and rhino formation when I'm a goal line tight end or a 4th down tight end, I wasn't getting on the field with the exception of punt, PAT, and field goals. That was the only time I was on the field. But they need to have that same type. We cannot have Doc trying to give everybody rep because he feels as though they deserve rep. You don't deserve anything when you're in the playoffs. You're trying to win a championship.
Absolutely. You play the best people possible.
Exactly. Hey, good morning, Mom.
How you doing?
I see you tomorrow, Mom.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Look after my uncle for me. I got to go check my uncle, man. See if he's all right, man.
Prayers, man. Prayers.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. I got to throw this at you here. And I love it, folks, because Barrett hasn't seen these comments or he hasn't heard them. Obviously, today's the start of the NFL Combines. O-line will be the first dudes up. I can't wait to start watching.
No. It's not going to be O-line's tomorrow. I'm sorry.
O-line's tomorrow?
Yeah, so it's quarterbacks, tight ends, and wide receivers today. O-line's tomorrow, D-line's tomorrow. And who else is tomorrow? I think
receivers?
No, receivers are today.
Oh, receivers are today.
Receivers and tight ends are today. So that's what the quarterback's going to throw to. No, the DBs are always the last day. DBs and kickers, I think, the last day. Yeah.
Kickers. Hey, dude, kickers aren't football players. Okay.
Right.
They're not football. They're not football players. Okay. They're part of the game. That's it. But they're not football players, man. You don't hit, you don't run, and you sit under an umbrella for the majority of practice. That's not a football player, dude. I don't know. Okay.
Bro, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't have that type of pressure on me, man, because nobody likes me until it's time for me to go out there and win a game for them. Then I'm everybody's boy. You know what I'm saying?
I love you, man.
Right.
What's the guy's name again?
Right.
Okay. Dude, what's the dude's name? I don't even know who he is. Hook me up. All right. So Barrett, you know this. We're in the time right now of misinformation and fake news when it comes to general managers, and it comes to people putting things out there when it comes to their respective teams on the directions of what they want to do. So Howie Roseman was asked questions yesterday at the Combines in Indianapolis about the future of Jalen Hurts, the quarterback position. And I want you to hear him, Howie Roseman. Xander, let's get this one up here. When he addressed the media and was asked, about how the future of the team, what they're going to do in the offseason here, how they're going to build the football team up. I mean, they've got a lot of assets, as we know. There's a lot of money here. And Howie, again, to me, I think he's going to run a dual-track way of going after people. Here's Howie Roseman at the Combines.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think that when you talk about all the things we talked about at the end of the season, nothing's changed. I think what really has changed for us is the opportunity to add. This is a great time of year for the Philadelphia Eagles, for us, for our staff, and being here and really getting everyone involved in the draft process. Starter free agency's up and coming. And so we got to continue to add good players. We got to continue to make sure that we're doing everything we can to maximize our players' ability to be successful. And certainly that starts at the quarterback position with Jalen. Yeah, there's no.
Okay. I don't know
Starts
what
with the quarterback's position with what? With Jalen.
That is exactly that. Play it again. Play it again, Xander. That's exactly what I said.
With Jalen.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, I think that when you talk about all the things we talked about at the end of the season, nothing's changed. I think what really has changed for us is the opportunity to add. You know, this is a great time of year for the Philadelphia Eagles, for us, for our staff, and being here and really getting everyone involved in the draft process. Starter free agency's up and coming. And so we got to continue to add good players. We got to continue to make sure that we're doing everything we can to maximize our players' ability to be successful. And certainly that starts at the quarterback position with Jalen.
Number one, everyone involved in the draft process. Let me write that down. Because I got to remember this.
See, I'm going to be quiet because I've already commented on it. I want to hear you, man. By the way, Xander, get those two written ones up next here, too. The first one where he's asked about Deshaun and then the follow-up. Hang on for a second. I got to hear Barrett here.
At this point, man, I'm thinking, you know, number one, what really blew me away was everyone involved in the draft process. If he's going to really get everybody involved, Andy Waddle has to be crew and instrumental in this draft. He's under the old, you know, Ravens, lineage. You know what I'm saying? With Ozzie Newsome, he got raised up through that lineage, so he understands what picking good players are. And given an opportunity, I think that he really did allow Andy Waddle a little say-so in last year's draft. Hence, that's why they did okay as far as, guys, helping them out. The first three guys in the draft that they drafted, they kind of helped them out. So when I look at that and I hear that, I'm hoping he's not lying.
No, they're half truths.
Yeah. So I say that to springboard to this as they go forward with Jalen. Now he just messed me all up now.
Hold on, no, wait,
he's lying.
Wait, no.
He's lying now. He's lying.
Wait a minute. Now watch this. When he was pressed, when it came to asking the questions with all the noise on Deshaun Watson, the comments that he had here, okay, Howie Roseman's answer when asked on Deshaun Watson, we have Jalen Hurts. That's a lawyer's answer.
Oh, there's no question about that. There's no question that he
didn't answer the question.
He was ready. He was ready for that. Because he wouldn't be a good GM if he didn't kick over every stone and rock
Barrett,
available.
No shit, you have Jalen.
Right.
Hey, but listen, look at Howie Roseman on possibly acquiring Deshaun Watson. We have Jalen Hurts, a guy who's led this team to the playoffs. Great. That doesn't answer, are you interested in Deshaun Watson?
Right. So am I saying he's a liar?
No, they're half truths. Because everything he's saying right now, Barrett, is true because they don't have Deshaun in the building. So he's talking to you on reality and not telling you what they're doing behind the scenes.
But Dan, it can't be, what I'm trying to say is it can't be a lie because he didn't answer the question.
Wait, now watch this one. I'm going to show you this now. When Frank Wright was asked a question at the Combines on, and know this, Chris Ballard came out and said the same stuff too about Carson Wentz, and so did Jim Irsay. Here's how you answer a question.
I know I believe in Carson. I believe that, I believe in him. I stuck my neck out for him. So, last year I was a big part of that decision to get him here. And so, I believe he's going to continue. I believe he's going to continue to have a lot of success at quarterback. That might be here. It might not be here. That decision has yet to be determined. So, but I still believe in the person. And I still believe in the player, right? I mean, we're all in progress. I'm in progress. He's in progress. Every one of our players is in progress. You just don't want to get into that trap of taking a snapshot of any 1 week or 1 year. It's a bigger story than that, right? So the storyline is much bigger than one season. We've always had that perspective and will continue to.
That's how you answer a question when asked directly about your quarterback's position on your football team and his place on the team. Howie's giving you lawyer answers.
Right.
That's how I saw it, Barrett. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right, man. But to think that Howie's not going to, kick every can, lift every rock, push every, leaf aside to see what's out there to improve this team, he'd be lying to say not. You know what I'm saying? He'd be lying. But to lie, you have to, answer the question in a lie. He just didn't answer the question, period.
He evaded it.
Right. He said what he wanted to say, and that was it.
No, but Xander just reminded me, because I brought this up yesterday too. What you don't want to do in the process, because immediately when you start saying that you're searching for a quarterback, like they came out today in Washington, I'll get to that here in a second. But you don't want to devalue like they did last year. They devalued Carson Wentz when they went like this.
Absolutely, yep.
They had just signed Carson to that contract. All of a sudden, he had a shitty year last year. And what did they do? We're going to have an open conversation and an open competition with Jalen Hurts. And you're like, dude, you devalued the guy. That's why it was a draft pick that had some that had some tentacles to it, where you had to make sure the guy played 70% of the play, so you got it to be a first rounder. I mean, he devalued Carson Wentz last year, and I don't think he wanted to do that again, especially if he's going to be involved in a trade. Now, to me, again, Barrett, this time of the year reminds me of the NHL, where the NHL will do this. Guy has a foot injury. It'll be listed on the injury report where he has an upper body extremity injury.
Yep, or a lower body, yes, yep.
They're trying to lead you further away from what they're actually going to do. This is what lends me to believe that they are in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. And I'm going to throw something else at you. So today, the Washington team has come out and said, we have called, and they made this public, we have called every single team that potentially has a quarterback that they could trade for. Does that mean Aaron Rodgers? Does that mean Seattle? That obviously means Houston. Could that mean talking to Jameis Winston? Could that mean talking to the Niners on Garoppolo? I know the Garoppolo thing now is different because he's been banged up. He won't be throwing the ball for 16 weeks. Haas, Washington is going to get a quarterback.
There's no question about that. And, the more and more I think about –
But Philly won't?
But see, more and more I think about even the 49er position and how it directly correlates with Jalen Hurts. I don't see Garoppolo going anywhere. The more and more I think about it, Jimmy G is going to be a 49er. They have his rights. He will be in the locker room. He will be on the team this next year coming up.
Barrett, they gave up a ton for him, though, to move up into that 3-hole, man.
I know,
gave up a ton.
But they're still got to pay him anyway. So why let him go when they can still allow this young guy to flourish a little bit, to grow a little bit? Because just like you said, you've heard several big time quarterbacks from that organization say that he's not ready. And if those two guys are saying he's not ready, then he's not ready. Why not keep Jimmy G there so this kid can go and start growing and implement him? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it won't hurt his value. It won't hurt Jimmy G's value. And maybe they trade him before the deadline, the trade deadline. I just see him being in an organization. Now, bring that to Jalen Hurts. It is not bad to have Jalen Hurts on your roster,
no,
even if you go out and get a Deshaun, because Deshaun's going to have to sit. He's going to have to sit a little while. You know what I mean? He's going to have to
He's still on a rookie deal, and you only owe him $3 million over the next 3 years.
So, I mean, he'll be here. You know what I'm saying? Unless he's involved with the trades to get Deshaun Watson or to get Russell Wilson. And we're thinking there's going to be a whole lot of movement this year as far as the quarterback position. The more I'm looking at things, I doubt seriously if there is a whole lot of more. There are going to be teams anxious and trying to press the envelope. Like you said, Washington's going to be trying to push the envelope. I still think Miami's going to be trying to push the envelope. I
think they're the top dog for the top player because they have 61 over the cap. Excuse me, 61 under the cap, 61 million, and they have assets from San Francisco and other places where they have a treasure chest of draft choices. I don't know if that's sexy enough, though. You know, the kid Waddle down there is a damn good football player too. Okay, and with all the money that they have that's under the cap, Miami could get. They could be like they could be like the Cincinnati Bengals in 1 year. But did you see what they said today? They're out of the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. Watch this. Do you believe that?
Hell no.
Hey, isn't it funny, Barrett, how and by the way, no disrespect to the WIP or the Philadelphia Inquirer reporter, but you know what's up. Watch this. You really think inside the Philadelphia Eagles organization, watch this. Hey, Xander, get me the Matt Corral one. Get me the Matt Corral one where Howie's in love with him. Where Howie's in love with him. I want Barrett to see that one too. So you really think that there's people inside the Philadelphia Eagles war room that's putting all these game plans together? They're going to sit there and they're going to tell you exactly what they're going to do.
Right.
What they're going to do is they're going to get their people that they trust in the media. And what they're going to do, Barrett,
push their agendas.
They're going to push a narrative. It's not a lie.
Yes.
They probably like this kid. They probably really do. Look at this one, Barrett. You're going to, make this bigger for, Okay, look, no disrespect to the kid. This is the guy from IP. Matt Corral said he had an informal interview with the Eagles and met with the quarterback coach, said he feels he has a great understanding of the offense. Hint at more coming down the road with the team. Right. Hey, how do you read that?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I read it as, okay, they're trying to throw shade a little bit, trying to get people off the scent of what they're really trying to do, bro.
That's how you and me see it exactly the same way.
They're trying to throw you off the trail. I mean, come on, man.
Hey, Barrett, I got a guy on my draft board that I'm isolating, and I'm going to go to a reporter. And I do the interview, and I do the interview with the kid to set the narrative up. I probably like the kid. Of all the quarterbacks, this is probably the one the Eagles like the most in the draft.
Yep.
And so what they did was, God, you really understand the offense. Man, you're fantastic. Hey, can we stay in touch with you? Dude, I don't think you guys understand. When you have an interview like that, they all say, I got letters from, I'm going to post one of those. I got one from the Patriots. Hey, where are you on draft day? Hey, I want to make sure you're here. Hey, want to fly you up to the facility. Dude, that's how they take you off the scent of exactly what you're doing.
Bruh, they trying to make sure that, because they know you're going to talk. They know you're going to sit out little pieces of information. Like the Eagles. The Eagles came in and worked me out a week before the draft. Everybody was done working out. They came up and worked me out a week before the draft. It was impromptu. I'm talking about it was a Thursday night. Like Thursday night was the night we kicked it in college. So I go out that night. I mean, I'm done. I'm done. I get a call at 12 o'clock at night from Bill Callahan. Could you be
John Gruden's guru in the O-line?
Yeah. Hey, could you meet us up at the stadium? We'll be in town at 6:30 in the morning. And I'm word slurring and everything. I'm like, who is this? Bill Callahan. I said, Bill Callahan, the offensive line coach for the Eagles. 6:30? Yeah, could you meet us there? I'm like, Coach, I just, kind of celebrating a little bit. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna work you out a little bit, see where you're at, and work you out. I mean, it's not gonna be a long workout. Bro, they worked me out for 2 hours. Number one. Yeah, exactly. They wanted me to throw up, see if I was going to throw up. I was going to give them that. They wanted to see if I was going to be tired. I wasn't tired. I went in there, and I had the best workout ever because they was trying to see if I could do it. And because I had that workout, that's why I ended up being the Eagle. And before they left, she said, hey, I'm just do me this favor. Don't tell anybody we were here. It was almost like it wasn't even, they weren't supposed to do it, like it was illegal or something. They kind of put it to me like it was illegal. They weren't supposed to be there. A week before the draft, we're done with work. I was done with workouts a month before that. And then all of a sudden, a week before the draft, you come and work me out. They were like, don't tell anybody. I don't know if they were really supposed to do it. They were acting like if they said.
Was Gruden there?
Gruden was there too, yeah.
Wow.
Gruden and Callahan and their scout. I'm like, yo, working me out a week before the draft. I've been done with work, doing my workouts and going to teams. I went to Kansas City. I went everywhere for personal team things. And
dude, that's what made you the 58th player taken, though, man.
But see, but that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're not going to lay a trail of breadcrumbs. Hey, we're going to pick this guy. We're going to pick the only team that did that last year were the Jacksonville Jaguars. They did it because they had the #1 pick and they could afford to do it. Everybody else was cloak and dagger. They're not going to give their hand before it happens. That's exactly, if that was the case, teams would jump up in a heartbeat to try to make that thing. That's why the Giants are so mad right now that we got Devontae Smith, because they were definitely going to pick up Devontae Smith in the draft.
Absolutely, man. I mean, my story goes, I'm getting ready to get drafted, and I had to go in that supplemental draft. The supplemental draft works like this, that whatever pick you take, it counts against you the following year in the draft. Like if you get drafted, I was drafted 56. So their 56th pick in the 88 draft would be taken away from them. That's how when Chris Carter went to the Eagles, I think he went in the 7th round.
Right.
He was illegal. It was illegal. He did something at Ohio State with an agent, and it was me, Bosworth, and him in the supplemental draft that year. So the next year, the Seahawks got docked the 1st rounder. The Bucks got docked the 3rd rounder for me. And because again, there were fewer teams back when I was there.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, there were only like 28 teams or something like that. The Jags and the Panthers, them teams were not around.
Yeah, because my year was the first year that the Panthers came in and Jacksonville came in. Yeah. Those 2 teams were in my draft.
Yeah, we didn't have like the Texans. I had the Oilers. The Oilers were still in the league.
Yeah, the Oilers they became the Titans.
Yeah, they became the Titans. And so I get a call from the Patriots. I got the letter too. I'm gonna post it. And they go like this to me. They go, "Hey, listen, man, we really want to see if we could draft you in the 1st round. You and Jerome were just like da-da-da-da. And we know you're from the New England area." And I go, "Yeah, man. I mean, but the Patriots stunk. The Sullivan family, they owned it. That stadium was really shitty up there, man, in Foxborough. Not the thing they have now in Gillette." So they go, "Give me all your information, man. We want to tell you this." So they took me around the facility. Did you fly around to see facilities at all?
Yeah, I went.
Then, did you go around
Kansas City?
Yeah,
I went to Kansas City. Went to Detroit. I went to San Diego. I flew to Chicago. I went to the Giants. Never went to the Eagles, though. Never went to the Eagles. Can you believe it? Where else did I go?
Pittsburgh?
I didn't go to Pittsburgh. Oh, man, I can't believe
Green Bay?
I went to Green Bay. I did go to Green Bay.
I went to Green Bay.
I went to New Orleans also.
I went to Green Bay, the 49ers. I went to the Eagles. I went to the Cowboys, Patriots, Buccaneers, and the Dolphins worked me out. Went out because obviously it's right there. So I went over and I saw Don Shula. And Don goes, "Hey, man, we're going to go to a 34. And I go, "What's that?" And I think after I said that wasn't going anywhere, man, because people kept going, because look, nowadays, when you look at guys like Aaron Donald, see, back in my time, when you're 6'1" and 7/8, dude, you're short in that league. You're short now, but because when you look at some of these D tackles and the noses and the inside tackles around 6'1", 6'2", those guys are all in that room. When you get these big dudes like this Jordan Davis at 6'6", 365, and these dudes can move. Vince Wilfork is 6'1.5".
Right.
Vince ain't no big dude too, man. So there was a run on this for a while. They kept going. Yeah, we're gonna go to a 34. I went up to Green Bay, And actually, when I became a Buccaneer, the Packers tried trading for me to go up there, and the Rams tried trading for me. And they were still in Los Angeles, but they were playing at Anaheim. Oh, I went to the Raiders. I went to the Raiders, too, on a workout. And I went out there. I forget where where they worked out? They had the Laker facility. And now the Cowboys have it. The Cowboys have this facility now in Oxnard.
Oh, get out.
That was the Raider facility. So I went in there and I worked out for them. They kept me around. The Oilers, I went everywhere, man. And then I ended up getting drafted. But yeah, so that whole thing, they were sending me letters. Yeah, we really love you, man. We're gonna draft you in the first round. And
Bro. But listen, look, I go to Kansas City.
How many times did you hear that? We're gonna take.
Oh, yeah. Like, you got us, you know what I'm saying? You look good in his colors. But when I go to Kansas City, right? And this guy, Kilpatrick or something like that. He played for either Florida State.
What's his name?
Florida State. Kilpatrick or something like that.
Okay.
Patrick. Or he was from Miami. One of the two. Bro, he walks into Kansas City's facility. And when he gets there, I forget the GM back then. What was his name? The well-known guy that, he now
not
Dorsey.
USA Football. What is his name?
Exactly.
Oh man, go ahead. He's God.
So look, we're sitting there, right? And this dude turns around and he turns to who's also the cornerback from Michigan, Todd Light.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. It was Notre Dame. That's right, Notre Dame. Him, Todd Light. We're sitting there and he's looking around the facilities, and they do like this, man. I know this ain't the facilities. Man, this is worse.
God,
he said, "This is worse." He said, "This is worse than my high school's facilities." And we're talking to the GM, looking him face to face. We're talking to the GM. What kind of facility you guys got here? I'll be taking a pay cut to come here. He's actually saying that. Corey Fuller from Florida State. He said, "I'll actually take a pay cut coming to Kansas City." Hey, he told us, "Hey man, don't draft me." He said that, bro. He said that.
That's crazy. I got to get this picture. I got to get here. It is right here. I'm going to send this to Xander here because this is my Patriot one. Save the phone. I'm going to send this to Xander. Hey, but I showed up at the Eagles facility at the vet. They had it underneath the stadium. Yep. Okay, all them lockers down there. Dude, I go down here and I looked around and I went, and my Hurricane facility sucked back then. We never had like these great facilities. Dude, the facilities they have now, they're still 20 years behind, but they're 10 times. We had a 500 square foot gym with rusted weights. It's crazy. And I walk in, I'm expecting to see top flight. I'm like, where's the weight room? There it is. It's got universal and 2 dumbbells. And I'm going like this. I go to the Bucks. Bro, they had like a trailer. Like a trailer park kind of thing where you had your media room. Then the gym was in the back of this. I'm going like,
bro, I'm gonna tell you about
facility sucked.
When we come back from break, I'm gonna tell you some stories about being in the old Veteran Stadium. I have some stories for you when we come back from the break.
All right, and we'll finish up on this conversation about the direction of the Eagles, Howie addressing the media there. Barrett Brooks, Big Silz in for Harry Mays. Back in 3 minutes.